In 2022, Hailie Deegan will be making her second full-time season in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, driving the #1 Ford for David Gilliland Racing. Being the daughter of bike racing legend Brian Deegan, it's believed and almost expected for her to have personality, which she most certainly does, but it's also believed for her to be a champion. Seeing as how we are still waiting for a woman to win in NASCAR's top 3 series, a lot of pressure is certainly on Hailie Deegan to succeed in this aspect, as many believe she can accomplish this goal. Some believe that she could even be the one to win in the NASCAR Cup Series, but a lot has to happen for her to get there first. And today, I think it's safe to address a topic that might get some flack, but it is a fair thing to bring up, and that's how far does Hailie Deegan make it in racing when there is easily other options for her to pursue now. What do I mean by this? Recently I read a headline of an article on essentiallysports.com that read, "Hailie Deegan makes a blunt admission regarding her NASCAR career. I probably wouldn't be in the ride I'm in right now if it wasn't for me doing social media." Well, I certainly can relate to what she's saying because, quite frankly, I don't know that I'd be doing what I do for a living if it wasn't for me doing social media either. However, between the two of us, it's certainly a different set of circumstances, as I would likely still be struggling in a career path that made me unhappy. Today I run my own YouTube channel, which I most certainly am proud of my success so far, albeit still rather small, but I am also blessed to work full-time for a Christian television network, managing a YouTube channel regarding world news with over 400,000 subscribers. It's certainly a great opportunity, and I do not want to ever take it for granted. After all, before starting YouTube, I was just simply a hospitality graduate working as a motel manager, then turned car salesman. I have seen firsthand the amount of opportunity can be opened because of success with social media. Hailie Deegan and her team are no exceptions to this, despite the success before social media. What Hailie Deegan is doing in terms of being a NASCAR-related lifestyle YouTube channel is absolutely insane. And believe it or not, her success on this platform is actually something that guys like myself, Eric Estep, Slapshoes, etc. all want to see. Because the fact of the matter is that the more traffic and demand there is for celebrity channels like her, the more it helps your independent creators like us grow our content and audience. I've seen this firsthand once before. As a lot of my followers know, I love bass fishing. Likewise, I've been following a lot of fishing YouTube channels and once tried to have my own channel in that genre, but it just did not work out, as it did for others. Example. You have professional bass anglers at the top level of that sport, like 2011 Forestwood Cup champion Scott Martin, the 2019 Bassmaster Classic champion Ott Defoe, and Jacob Wheeler, who holds national tournament title wins in all major fishing leagues in the United States. All of these guys have something in common, and that's that they each have a large presence on YouTube. Likewise, them being on YouTube gives people who are looking for top fishing professionals on YouTube names that they can look for. Perhaps they first found Bassmaster and Major League Fishing, then they started watching Scott Martin and Jacob Wheeler, but their success has helped launch success of perhaps close to 100 or more popular fishing YouTube channels across the platform. And trust me, there is a large number of rabbit holes that they can go down, the biggest of course being the guys from the Deegan Squad. I remember those guys when they had only 1,000 or less subscribers. They all started around the same time that I started my YouTube channel, but they did things the right way. And a lot of the reason they helped increase their subscriber amounts was by offering subscriber giveaways back in the day. But it quickly grew into a community of guys who developed a smart business plan, and now the Deegan Squad YouTube channel has 899,000 subscribers. And the 5 creators who run this account each have around 1 million subscribers on each of their 5 channels, with Alex Perrick, AP Bassing having 867,000 subscribers, all the way to Andrew Flair, or just simply Flair, having 2.48 million subscribers. But with guys like that, you have to ask, well, what are they? Are they professional fishermen, or are they social media professionals who just so happen to be great business people working in the sport of fishing for their base? Either way, they are a super success story for sure, but it's helped spread to lots of other guys getting to do fishing essentially as a full-time job on YouTube, including channels outside of bass fishing. A guy I know from the local fishing scene here in Tennessee, Justin, has been able to leave his Monday through Friday job to pursue his YouTube channel Kayak Catfish as a full-time job, doing of course catching large catfish out of a kayak. The list just goes on and on of popular and successful fishing YouTube channels. I like to think that I've seen them all, but I'm still finding more and more every day. But a lot of their success is mostly thanks to the celebrities of the sport's involvement on YouTube to help drive the algorithms and community. So getting back on topic from fishing YouTube back to NASCAR YouTube, I see Hailie Deegan's success on the platform as an absolute win for this genre. More eyes socially can only help increase the fan base, and likewise, just as it happened in the fishing scene, people will go down the YouTube rabbit hole of NASCAR. They may have found Hailie Deegan's channel or the Kyle Busch channel showcasing Brexton, but they at some point might get recommended to similar channels like Eric Estep, like my channel, like The Iceberg, because YouTube does a great job of connecting these similar channels based on topics. So the better that the channel's content reflects in the YouTube algorithm, the better things are across the entire board. But here's the question you have to ask then. Is Hailie Deegan now a NASCAR driver, or is she a social media influencer who just so happens to race full-time in NASCAR too? That really depends on how her career progresses after this. Her boyfriend Chase Cabre, who you see a lot on the Hailie Deegan YouTube channel, has essentially stopped racing in order to pursue being a full-time social media manager for Hailie Deegan. I've had a chance to see him in action doing his thing when I went to the SRX race in Nashville, and while he was once winning races in ARCA, it's definitely understandable that this path is much more profitable than racing alongside Deegan. As for Deegan herself, she is indeed beginning to make a lot of money just on personal brand deals and deals dedicated just to promote on her social media alone. What happens on the NASCAR side of things is a different story. Now, from the racing fan point of view, I certainly do not want to see her regress in terms of competition, and while one could argue that she already has, as she was winning in the K&N series before her social media persona really blew up to where it is now, we still have not been given a fair chance to see her do well, as the NASCAR Truck Series and ARCA Series were mainly ran without any practice due to the situation NASCAR was backed into with the worldwide pandemic. Due to that online presence, you can definitely label Deegan as a superstar in that aspect, and that's what helped get her into the inaugural season of the Superstar Racing Experience, in which she did perform much better having practice and time to become familiar with the equipment, unlike her weekends in NASCAR. For 2022, that all changes, and one can argue that this year, having a chance to practice and at least be familiar with the equipment, the wheel is both literally and figuratively in her hands to put up or shut up. In 2021, she was the sport's most popular driver in a truck series, so you have to ask yourself, why is this rookie driver with no wins and only one career top 10 in the truck series the most popular driver? That's simple. As she was quoted as saying, perhaps, if not for her online presence, she would not be where she is currently. Hailie Deegan is oftentimes looked at and compared to Natalie Decker. In terms of the social presence to racing presence, well, there's a correlation to be made there as well. A couple years ago, it really looked like Natalie Decker's YouTube presence was doing well. Now, well, for somebody who should be well ahead of me in terms of their name, our channels are almost identical in terms of view count and subscriber count, and our time on the track in NASCAR is definitely getting smaller, and the chances at good equipment are definitely not as prevalent as they used to be. Let's not forget, Natalie Decker was literally driving for the same team that Deegan races for only a few short years ago. But the big difference is Hailie Deegan has far more star power that has since turned into funding. Now right now, Deegan is touted to be a big star for Ford, so it is important that she finds success on the track in 2022, as I do believe in the long run they'd love to see her in Stewart-Haas, RFK, or Penske racing equipment. She certainly does have potential to take this truck to victory lane in 2022, as, well, that equipment has won before. Tyler Ankrum has won driving for David Gillen Racing, and Ryan Preece in his first start for the team at Nashville Superspeedway did go to victory lane last year. The next step, of course, after Truck Series success would be Xfinity Series competition, but Ford has stated that they'd like to see an improvement in trucks for 2022 before assisting in that department. However, if we're being honest, regardless of performance, I think it's safe to say that we will be seeing Hailie Deegan moved up the ladder regardless of the outcome. Hailie Deegan brings something to a whole new level that somebody like Danica Patrick did not bring. We are living in a social media age, and people want to watch and learn the story of somebody's rise to the top. And the Deegan crew have unlocked and ticked every box to succeed on that front. At this point, it's just a matter of making the results match the star power that she's been able to reach online, because in a lot of ways, it is important for her to succeed. Regardless of how she does on the racetrack in 2022 though, what Hailie Deegan has been able to accomplish as a YouTube star is incredible, and she can definitely do whatever she wants to do now. Even if she decided one day that she was going to give up racing to start a family, what she's been able to build is certainly transferable to be a lifestyle YouTube channel that anyone wants to watch at this point. So to answer the question posed in the title of this video, In 2022, who is Hailie Deegan exactly? Is she a NASCAR driver, or is she a social media star? My answer? Hailie Deegan is just a true superstar. She has mastered her social media presence, and it has unlocked numerous amounts of opportunities offline, including a NASCAR career for as long as she wants to be in the sport. Where she goes in the sport is another question, and I certainly wish her the best in the 2022 racing season. So now I ask you, what's your thoughts on Hailie Deegan's rise to stardom? How do you see her currently? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. If you're new to my channel and enjoyed the video, then I invite you to leave a like on the video and make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so that you get alerts for when I post next. Thanks again to my Danny B super fans for your continued monthly support of the channel. What you do for me certainly does not go without recognition, so I do want to say thank you again for supporting my channel. Speaking of support, we are still raising money for tornado relief at the United States Red Cross, so I do invite you to donate to this if you have not already. Fundraising continues now until February 28, 2022. Our goal is to raise $50,000, which could be done if every one of my subscribers gave just $3. We've only reached $326, so that tells me that there is still room to improve here, so if you can afford to donate, then I invite you to do that. YouTube handles 100% of the processing fees themselves, and 100% of donations goes directly to the charity. YouTube and myself get zero from your donation. Anyways, until next time, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye guys. Hey race fans, thanks for watching this video from DannyBTalks. If you're new to my channel, please be sure to hit subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss another video from my channel.